Can you imagine what a man might do with two girls imprisoned on a fishing boat? Have fun? Or something more sinister? Just moments ago, two couples and a pig were enjoying a sea trip. But while riding jet skis, an accident occurs. Tessa and her boyfriend are suddenly flipped by a wave, but Kaya and her boyfriend don't notice. Then, the next moment, Kaya and her boyfriend Xander also fall into the water. Tessa searches frantically for her boyfriend but can't see him, while Xander is seriously injured. With nothing in sight on the vast sea, the two girls are plunged into confusion and panic. It's already evening, and the cold water is numbing their bodies as dangerous sea creatures begin to approach. Just as despair sets in,
A boat! A boat! Hey!
spotting a fishing boat in the distance, Kaya and Tessa desperately call for help. The fisherman on board, seeing two girls, immediately turns the boat towards them. Kaya feels they might be saved, but once on board, they discover that not only is Kaya's boyfriend Xander unconscious, but Tessa has also suffered a severe abdominal injury. Learning that only Kaya's group is here and no one knows they're in this area, the fisherman kindly offers to call for help. However, his expression becomes strange after he leaves. Tessa enters the cabin to find some water. Kaya waits for a long time but doesn't see her return. When Kaya goes to check, she hears a banging noise. Kaya calls Tessa's name, and the banging stops. Kaya enters the wheelhouse and finds the radio turned off. Meanwhile, the fisherman emerges from a room. Kaya asks where Tessa is, and the fisherman says she's in the bathroom. As Kaya tries to inquire further, the fisherman picks up a bottle and starts mixing a concoction. He then approaches Kaya. Soon, Kaya collapses on the ground. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself in a dark cabin. Turning her head, she sees the unconscious Tessa. Kaya quickly wakes her, but Tessa's condition seems to have worsened. Kaya immediately tries to go out for help, but the exit is sealed. After searching, she finds rust flakes scattered on the bed, and looking up, she sees a hatch. Unfortunately, she lacks the strength to open it. Tessa notices many scratch marks on the headboard, seemingly distress signals left by previous occupants. Kaya and Tessa grow increasingly confused and frightened, wondering what dark secrets this boat holds. The next day, Kaya finds a wire and is about to fashion it into a weapon when footsteps sound overhead. A beam of light enters the cabin as the fisherman reappears. Under Kaya and Tessa's anxious gaze, the fisherman simply lowers a basket of food with a rope. Kaya asks confusedly what he wants, but he doesn't answer. She then inquires about her boyfriend and their need for a doctor. Surprisingly, the fisherman says a doctor will come soon. Kaya feels the fisherman might not be a bad person and pleads to be released, starting to climb up. However,
Get up down there!
the fisherman's fierce demeanor terrifies Kaya and Tessa. He warns them that if they disobey, he'll throw them into the sea to feed the fish, then closes the cover.
Hey, open it! Open it, you sick fuck!
Despite Kaya's desperate cries, there's no response. Where is he taking them? The girls can only cry helplessly. Soon after, Kaya faintly hears an engine approaching. A small boat with an old man is coming towards them. Kaya becomes excited hearing the anchor drop. The fisherman has indeed brought a doctor. However, the doctor shows no urgency upon seeing the dying Xander on the deck. After examination, he tells the fisherman to just give Xander some water. The cover above Kaya opens again, but the doctor is unsurprised to see the two imprisoned girls. He casually examines Tessa as if selecting merchandise. Realizing the situation is dire, Kaya is about to act when she notices the fisherman deliberately revealing a knife. Back in the cabin, the doctor throws the fisherman $5,000. He says the two injured ones probably won't survive till they reach shore, but they can still make money while they're fresh. Kaya and Tessa hear footsteps above as the fisherman and doctor prepare to operate on Xander. Kaya watches through the hatch's gap as the doctor draws lines on Xander's chest and picks up a bone saw. Kaya screams her boyfriend's name frantically, but it's futile. They can only hug each other in terror, crying as they hear the horrifying cutting sounds outside. The doctor quickly dismantles Xander's parts into preservation boxes, and Xander is thrown into the sea. Shark fins surface briefly before the sea becomes calm again. The doctor leisurely lights a cigarette.
One down, one to go. We're saving lives across the world.
Then, the doctor and fisherman re-enter the cabin. After taking some photos, they forcibly try to take Tessa away. Although Kaya desperately tries to save her, she's equally helpless. After an unknown time, Kaya wakes up, knowing she can't remain passive. Suddenly remembering the rust flakes, she realizes the hatch must have been opened recently. It's the only possible unsealed exit. Kaya tries again to rotate and push the hatch. and surprisingly succeeds. As she climbs onto the deck, she hears Tessa's struggling cries. Knowing she can't overpower two men, Kaya sneaks to the wheelhouse. However, the communication equipment is broken. Just then, footsteps approach. Kaya quickly hides in another cabin, where she finds a spear gun. Meanwhile, the doctor has tied Tessa to the operating table. Kaya takes deep breaths to control her fear, then steps out. The doctor turns and freezes.
Step away from her.
You gonna shoot me?
Kaya fulfills his request. She hurries to untie Tessa, but the doctor still has strength and grabs Kaya's throat. In desperation, Tessa grabs a nearby scalpel. When the fisherman arrives, the doctor's body is already cold. He rushes to the deck, relieved to see the lifeboat still there. It's the only escape tool on the boat. After puncturing the lifeboat, the fisherman continues searching for Kaya and Tessa, but the two girls seem to have vanished. He then uses a flashlight to scan the sea surface, finally spotting them. To evade detection, they've abandoned all life-saving equipment. The fisherman immediately turns on the searchlight but is shocked to find the fishing boat won't start. After checking, he discovers Kaya has cut the engine's wires. The fisherman sits down dejectedly, lost in confusion. Even so, Kaya and Tessa's situation remains perilous. The current keeps pushing them back, and the injured Tessa can no longer swim. Knowing she can't escape, she tells Kaya to leave alone. Kaya cries, refusing to abandon her, but Tessa pushes her away.
I'll come back for you. I'll come back for you.
Go!
Kaya can only continue swimming forward, aiming for the doctor's boat. Fortunately, there's no one else on board, and Kaya reaches the wheelhouse and uses the radio to call for help. The Coast Guard quickly responds. Kaya is overjoyed, but the police say she must find the GPS locator for rescue to arrive. While searching, Kaya finds the doctor's laptop, revealing him as an organ trafficking demon. The fisherman is actually a human trafficker who accidentally encountered Kaya's group after completing a deal. Kaya soon finds the GPS locator but must throw it into the water to activate it. Suddenly, she hears someone boarding the boat. Terrified, she realizes only the fisherman could be boarding now. With no choice, Kaya plays a game of hide-and-seek with the fisherman. During this, Kaya finds a flare gun, but the next moment, Kaya is stabbed in the abdomen by the fisherman and collapses helplessly. But all men have weaknesses, especially facing a pitiful, beautiful woman. Suddenly, seeing someone eat a flare for the first time in her life, Kaya is too shocked to speak. Of course, the fisherman, burned, is equally speechless. As the fisherman's cries gradually weaken, Kaya also slumps to the ground. She uses her last bit of strength to throw the GPS locator towards the sea, but fate plays a joke on her. Fortunately, it's just a joke though, as the locator finally falls into the sea due to the boat's rocking. The next morning, a rescue speedboat races towards Kaya's boat. The police save the unconscious Kaya and find the fisherman has been roasted.